Here's something that helps your fast. If you have a craving, it's hard candy. Everybody has their own view of what fasting is and why they do it and what's the purpose of even talking about it. My purpose is, dear journal, here's what I did today through my AI device. And then because I'm actually talking to myself. I mean, when it comes down to it, I really am talking to myself. When there is no YouTube to be able to upload your videos to, or let's say there's no electricity whatsoever, and your phone it still works. You push record and you talk into it. But on the other end, there's, the Bluetooth device that Click is saying he's cutting off. That's because it is true. It's connected to the pit. This Bluetooth device is connected to the pit. YouTube itself is a pit of hell. Hey, what the hell was I thinking going down there? I don't know what I was thinking going down there. I didn't realize it was hell until I got there. Then I started to climb my way out. And man, you know how many demons cling to me with flatteries? Like, no, Robin, come on, it's fine. Stay here. Stay here. Come on, you're great. But by fasting, you have these, well, they're old habits. They're old thoughts, habits that linger. Now, there's two ways of doing this. There's three ways. My three ways of doing this fast. If you want to do it, well, the hardest thing to probably do is the 7-day right away. But if you want to ease your way into the fast and then do 7 days, you can ease your way in with 7. You can do 7, and then you can ease your way back out with 7. After 7 days of not fasting, if you do, because I'm just winging it as I go. I'm recording what I'm doing because I know that it's going to work. I know that it's been working, so I might as well record it. And if I don't stick with what I'm saying, I would lose credibility. So I know that I wouldn't say something like that. And I don't care about the predictions. That's completely different. This is just anybody that knows what life is about and what's going on. Predictions are predictions. You and your buddy are sitting down and you make a prediction, or whoever you're talking to. Yeah, I think Trump's gonna. It's a prediction, right? But it's your opinion. But see, too many people judge your opinion for speaking your mind. That is what's going to stop. When it comes to judging falsely, judging righteously, it's never going to stop. That just started. That's why the other stuff's going to stop, because what people do when you're speaking your mind and they try to shut you up because they're paid to do it and that's their job, would not want to be you right now. I don't care how much you were promised with whatever. I don't care if Jonathan Vargo Kleck himself personally promised you paradise. But you got to go in your bunker first. After the bunker, then you get your paradise. You got to go over here to the Garden of Eden first, and then you guys are so screwed you don't know. I don't know either, but I just have faith. I understand how he's working now. He's not... He's gonna get that actor's award. I'm gonna give it to him personally. I'll make up a plaque or something. Oh my God! No, she didn't. Just. Oh, that just made me sick. I'm sorry, but I gotta go. should I even say anything? Of course I should. It's on my mind. Why wouldn't I? So 2 women are walking down the street there on a sidewalk, and one of them's a little heavier than the other. And she had like a candy wrapper. Now, mind you, I'm going here, but I need to go over here because something bothered me with just the way that I seen her wrist. She just flicked. Oh, I see it. She flicked it on the ground. Now listen, is it a big deal? Of course not. Absolutely, it's a fucking big deal. Why would you just do this? Look, she made. Can you see that? Like a little, it's pretty cool. It's like a. It's there. But then throw it. She's just like this, like this. So the fast, you can start out by doing 7 days. Well, let me say this first. Let me just go over what I'm doing, what I did and what I'm doing, and then the other angles that you can do to look. The most important thing in your entire life would be the next 10 days if you fasted for 7 straight, and then the next 3, well, let's say for 14 days. Yeah, let me just do 14. Let me get my mind together here. The most important time in your life would be the next 14 days. If you fasted right now and did 7 straight days without food, and then I keep forgetting that I was supposed to tell you what I did first. I did 7 straight days of fast. And then afterwards, as I'm winging it, because I just push record and talking to my journal, and whoever gets something out of it, which is most of my subs, which is probably every one of my subs, even the ones that act like they don't get anything from it, but that's their job to say that and do that. However, regardless of who watches, it doesn't matter. I know that it's going to benefit people because there's people that tell me it benefits them with the things I say, so I'm going to keep saying it. There's other people that don't particularly like certain things, but it's an option. You can push it and not watch. I do prefer that all of my subs watched at once, but I have to talk about something that everybody can kind of relate to. So let's talk about weight. Can you relate to weight? Do you have a weight problem? Or are you a patient? Are you in the hospital? Or are you impatient? Do you not like the weight? I don't like the weight either. I don't mind waiting. It's not that bad of a thing to do because it develops patience. And then when you get more patience, after everybody's like starving and thirsting to death and I have water and food at my house, what are you going to do? Kill me for it? I'm gladly going to give it to you because I'll be fasting. If you're worried about people robbing you, because think of the coronavirus over in China, how everything's shut down, and as Kleck's telling you today in his video, how it's shut down, how everybody, they're all secluded into their little apartment or house or whatever, and eventually, because nobody's delivering food, water, nothing, so eventually you're gonna kind of like run out, and which means the negative mind would say, oh my God, everybody's going to start killing each other. This is the apocalypse. We're going to all eat each other. No, you're not going to do that at all, because you're going to find out what it means to be hungry. And then you're going to find out what it means to love your neighbor. This is finally when this is, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything else more than this world-ending, apocalyptic devastation of everything, because it's not real. The bombs are not real, but the reality of how these things are going to control people's minds because of what they're seeing on TV and everything, that's real. See, the main thing is I need to keep all of my neighbors to stay where they're at. Multiple reasons why, and I'll out loud say it. One of the main reasons is this: I don't want anybody to be deceived. That's number one. And then the rest of them, I'm not going to start numbering 2, 3, and 4 and all that, because it's an infinity amount of reasons why. But some of them is, you remember Joseph, right? He got thrown into the pit without water. That's fine. He didn't have any literal water in there, but he always had the water in there. I got water. I got water. I got both types of water over here on 2209 Black Horse. Right there's water. There's food too. I got the bread over here. I can feed all 5,000 of you just with a couple of loaves. A couple loaves. Like the fulfillment of the bread is a loaf. What comes out of Stephen James DeShawn's mouth is a loaf of shit. So over here, I can feed 5,000 people with a loaf of bread that proceeds out of my mouth. And on top of that, because this is it. This is it. This is the unwritten season. What are we gonna do? Well, what did I already do? I know I was supposed to talk about the fast, but I want to get on track with my neighborhood. What did I already do? I remember on October 7th, 2016, I handed out 6 pages of this letter about, I'm going to read that letter. I might do it today. I think I might do that. Maybe. Just to see where I'm at. Because I was thinking 2016... 16, 15. Yeah, I was thinking it was a 6-year tribulation period or something like that. I forget what it was, but I was warning my neighbors about everything that I think is taking place here, and it's kind of lining up. We're getting pretty close to it. And then about a half a year later, 6 months later, well, the first one was October 7th, 2016, and then the next one was April 9th, 2017. 7 days after I started YouTube, I wrote this 1-page letter to my neighbors again and handed it out to all of them again. Now, there's 36 or 35 houses right on my block, but I also deliver it to the other street over there, which is 40 on this area. There's exactly 40 houses that I delivered it to. That takes all of Black Horse Drive and goes to Shetland on the left side, because that's where the houses are. So basically all of Black Horse Drive, as you make the left, and Shetland, all the houses on Shetland. It's 40 houses. And then I even went around the entire other block and delivered all of Palomino, which is probably another 25 or so houses. So probably like 60 something, 65, 66 houses I delivered the letters to. Now, in those letters is what I'm telling you about America's First, Donald Trump, the fake war, TV bombs. Oh man, everything we're gonna see. Now, a few of the neighbors have moved, but most have stayed. And the ones that don't know what letter, as I knock on our door, hey, did you receive a letter a couple years ago? This is a crazy one. It was, well, here it is here. And then if you did, Well, let's talk about what, how did you think about what I wrote at that time? And then now that you see that this is exactly what's happened, what do you think now? How are you going to perceive what you're seeing on TV? Because when this stuff starts to take place, you know, that when I truly know working physically is done because money's collapsed and everything's starting to, there's no point in going there. It's time to start doing the other work in my neighborhood immediately. So when I have these people that remember, oh yeah, I remember that letter. Yeah, I'm going to get different feedback. Some are going to pretend they don't know what I'm talking about until I make it clear that why I'm there. Because you know how people are. You knock on their door, they're all defensive. And then I need to get people to understand that what's taking place here. And once they admit, yeah, I got that letter. I remember, yeah, I thought about it. I'm like, because my next door neighbor, Tom Hood, he's like, it gives you something to think about. I'm actually going to go over there too and remind him about what was written in that letter. And, well, I got to read it first and do a quick read. That way I get a summary of it. And at the same time, when you got, because I don't live in a city where we're all close together in the row homes. That's a lot of people to try to round up and get all on the same page with you. But over here, there's 40 houses, and you figure what, 3 people each house, basically. Like an average of, if it's 50 houses and you got 3 people, between 40 and 50 houses on average, between 3 people average. So you got about 120 to 150 actual members in the flesh that you get to talk to about what's happening now. Because at that time, people are going to start listening. And that's the best thing about what's happening. All this talking that I'm doing, I know it's working for people that are on the other end. But we're not seeing anything just as of this moment. But man, is every single person getting lined up more and more. Even Stephen James is showing you the 21-day fast, because now's a good time to start. So that's today, the 17th. The second month, 17th day of the second month in Genesis, chapter 7 or 8. Well, they're just talking about the waters being abated. So expect like the abation of the shutdown, because I heard Jonathan Kleck say that, that guy YG, the one that has 400 clothesline, that Kleck made sure that he had got everything situated for. He has these shoes. It says "F you, pay me," right? And it was 400. Oh, crap, what was it? It was he got the shoes. Now, I don't know how much he's selling them for. You know what? Forget that part. This fast, the 7 days, from the point that you restart your fast, have a mindset of because here's what I made the mistake of. After the fast, I went right back to eating, and I didn't stop eating. It's like never ending. It's just like, you just keep eating. What you ought to do is have the span in between. Do the 24-hour after. I lost the weight. That was part of the goal. But I started the fast because I was getting extremely irritated at things. And I was just telling my kid today about why I did it, because he was asking questions about it. Saying like, man, I would never be able to not eat for a day. Well, we'll see. But he was asking me about it. And the reason why I started it this time to 7 days, because I was getting irritated at things. I was getting impatient with the stuff that I feel like I see, but it's just not taking place yet. And then now more things keep lining up. And so after that, what it does is it gets you to be able to control your eating. And then along with the eating, which is the hardest thing to not do, with basically every human being, the hardest thing to not do is to, I mean, the hardest thing to do is not eat. You can maybe not smoke cigarettes for a day or two. It's like maybe you don't smoke weed for a day or two. Maybe you don't pop some pills for a day or two. You won't be able to sleep well, but you'll be able to do it. But food, food. What is harder to do in life? If you think you have a tough life and you have a tough, bad, hard day, and life is just, it's like, man, oh man, this is so tough. Why don't you take that experience that you thought was so tough and then do a thing called fast for a day? Do not eat food for that day. And you tell me if the problem you had was harder than it is that day to not eat food. I swear it's like people have been mentally brainwashed completely of the benefits of just not eating because of the control that you get. So many people are afraid of it. They're fearful of to death to not eat food for a day. But when you do that, after you do the 7 days, because the 7 day period is the key. It's the key. It's hard to do until you get to like the 5th day, then it gets easier. Then you start gaining more energy because mentally your mind's taking over now. Mind over the matter. When you get that 7 days under your belt, you don't want to hop back into eating whatever, whenever, however, just like you were before. You can do that if you want, and you'll learn what I'm learning now. But, you know, here's my goal. My life, 43 years of living on planet Earth, whatever it is that I did, that I've lived, I've learned, I want to just say it and help whoever it is that can possibly listen. I don't need to see somebody specifically in my life to have a change in their life to say, all right, that's worth it now. Because I know that it's spirits. You're entertaining angels quite aware. So they're spirits. Everybody has a spirit that's watching. My words transfers through into your spirit. You either accept the words or you reject the words, depending on what you got going on in your life and how many demons you battle day in and day out that tell you things that make you hate instead of love. Because love is supposed to be like, it's too soft and mushy for guys, and it's not cool. You got to be cool. You got to be tough, and you got to be a gangster, and you got to be a Luciferian to be cool in this world. You can't be a Christian. Well, there's a thing called a Christoferian, Truthian. It's my words. I created that. A Luciferian Truthian. I mean, sorry, Christoferian Truthian. All right, so as I finished the 7 days and I ate breakfast for the first time, food, with my wife around 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. Then I wanted to wait 24 hours. So I waited 24 hours yesterday, and I had some food. I had some things that my kid cooked, and my wife made some chicken salad and chopped up the celery in there. And man, is that so banging, because the main thing is the crunch. And I'm trying to help you understand When you fast, it's not if you're, it's not, hey, look, if you want to fast, when you fast, little tips to help you that gets rid of the craving, and it truly does get rid of it, and it's a satisfying. It's all about when you do eat, make sure it's a satisfying meal. Celery crunch, it's just something about the crunch, and then whatever else that you're eating. So spread it apart. Set 24 hours from the time that separate the food eating distance. Don't just jump back into it. So I ate the breakfast on Saturday, and then I waited 24 hours to eat on Sunday from 11 to 6. I say 11 to 7 because from 6 to 7 is the hour, it's the window. You get what, this is my diet, by the way. It's just it's my winging it. I'm winging it as I go. First things first, 7 days right off the bat. But there's things to do. The goal is to not eat solid food. That's the goal. Whatever, there's so many benefits other than that as you're doing that, but that's the goal. Hard candy is not a food. Well, it is a food. If you try to chew it, bite it, you'll break your teeth. But it's a flavor. Just like if anything melts in your mouth, like those little Tic Tac things, or not, whatever it is. At the same time, if you're, like when you chew gum and it's so good, and I used to eat the gum before because that's the fat kid in me. But to just have the piece of candy sit in your mouth and let it dissolve over 10 minutes instead of eating it, which takes a half a minute. Let it dissolve. You're also instilling patience into your mouth because you want to just bite the candy and just eat it because it's so good. But when you refrain yourself from that and you just let it dissolve, it's a taste, it's in your mouth, it's a craving, and it goes away. That will prevent you from making the mistake of breaking your fast. Because it is a mistake when you break your fast. Because you're going to, it's like, oh shit, I went 4 days, I was almost, oh man, now you're going to suffer for the next freaking 2 months beating yourself up. If you just get it out of the way. I mean, when you get the fast out of the way, the 7 days, you'll see what the hell I'm saying. And then you'll understand. You'll feel what I'm feeling as I'm saying it now. You can go rewatch the video. You'll be like, oh my God, yeah. Like, not the way, like, just leave him over there. Stay over there. But you get that 24-hour period. And then what I did was I wanted to enjoy the day. I went to the car show. And you can't even make this stuff up. I mean, the ticket was $14 each, which was $42 for 3 people. And we wind up going in there. It was, the time that they stamped it was 1:44 p.m. No, I didn't go in there at any specific time trying to make that happen. I'm sure Click would, but it's just, you go in, you where do we gotta go? Oh, over there? Up there. And you go up there, you walk around, and then there's the place, and you give them your money, and then they give you the card. And then, so I wanted to enjoy my window. I gave myself a window of eating from 11 to 7. 7's the latest. Because it was from 11 to 6, but then the food didn't get done that they were cooking until like 6:30, and I was like, all right. So give yourself an 8-hour period altogether to eat. Don't pig out, but it's like that after 8 days, I want a bag of Doritos. I do. I want a little chicken. I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of that. I just want to get the taste buds. I want to get that feeling of having things that I haven't had. And then the next day, because today is the next day and it's 5:45. So I'm making a window from 6 to 7. if it's 24 hours, if it's 23 hours, if it's 25 hours, no big deal. You don't, it's not that thing I'm trying to do it where it's not forcing my mind to be like, oh crap. But the first 7 days it's mandatory. It's mandatory. And then after that. So today I'll eat between the time period, and it's another 24 hours that went by. Now at this point, I'm not concerned about my weight stepping on a scale. I already know that when I don't eat for 7 days, I'm going to lose the fat that I need to lose. Guaranteed, like that. It's a guarantee. Now it's about continuing to not shove extra food in my mouth and spacing the time in between eating, because that's the key. These next 7 days is going to shape your entire life. It's going to shape it. If you do the 24-hour span in between, every time you're done eating, whether you give yourself a window from 11 to 7 because yesterday I ate dinner, all right? Today I'm going to eat dinner again. I don't want to keep eating at night because I want to eat breakfast one of these days of the 24 hours in between. So from today until the next time I eat, well, today's Monday, so I'll eat tonight. Tomorrow, I just won't eat the entire day, and I'll wait until Wednesday morning to eat breakfast. And I'll eat breakfast, and I'll probably go to the diner around 11 o'clock and sit down and enjoy my meal. And then I won't eat for the rest of the day. And then Friday will come around. Or wait, am I jumping too far? Wednesday? Yeah, that was Wednesday. Okay, so the rest of Wednesday I won't, and then Thursday will come around, and I'll do the window again I can. No, I'll do the 24 hours. So from Thursday, after I ate my breakfast on, crap, I'm running out of time. After I ate my breakfast on Wednesday at 11 a.m., Thursday from 11 to 7 is my window again. And then Friday, well, I make sure I span it to at least 24 hours, if not to Saturday. And I sit down with me and my wife, and we have another breakfast, enjoying the fact that we've conquered this desire to constantly eat anytime you want. Deny your own flesh. Get that control inside of your mind, body, and soul. And then the next 7 days, I haven't made up what that fast is yet. I made up the first 7 days, and I made up the next 7 days, which is what I'm going through too. 2 window periods. That's 2 times you do a window period in the 7 days from 11 to 7. But always span it 24 hours apart from the last time that you eat. That is the key, because that's going to keep you from being a fat kid.